What's up, everybody? John Gray here. Have some life and some financial updates for you guys. Want to let you know what we've been up to, so let's just jump right into it. What's been going on with us? First thing is, we tied the knot. We are officially married, and I just want to say thank you to everyone that was there and was a part of that day for us. I'm going to throw some pictures up on the screen and just share some of the moments that were captured by a good friend of ours. It was incredible, better than I could have ever planned or imagined or dreamed of. It was just a lot of fun. So thank you to everyone who participated in that. Yeah, it was phenomenal, and very happy to have officially tied the knot. So the second thing is that we finally saved our 3 to 6 months worth of expenses. So very excited about that. If something were to go wrong, obviously it gives us a lot of peace of mind. We can handle it. Don't have to worry about something catastrophic, because in most cases that money should be able to cover whatever comes our way. So a lot of stability and just peace of mind around having that money there. So for those of you who are following the Dave Ramsey baby steps, you know that means we're on baby step 4, 5, and 6 now. And baby step 4, 5, and 6 you do simultaneously. So 4 is putting 15% of your income into retirement, and we just did that with this check. This next check that we're receiving will be significantly lower, because it'll be minus that 15%. And then baby step 5, I believe, is to save for kids' college if you are, at the point where you need to. So if you have a child, then you obviously need to save for it. We don't plan on having kids anytime soon. And that's not going to change for a little while, until we've sort of enjoyed being married for a while. We've traveled, done some fun things that we want to do. So that step doesn't really apply to us right now. And then baby step 6 is putting all the extra money you have towards paying down your house. That is actually going to bring me into thing number 3, which is that we are closing on a home at the end of this month. So very excited about that. We started looking earlier in the year, because we knew we were pretty much ahead of what our projected goal was. Full disclosure, I know that in the original plan that I presented, I said that we were looking for something that was going to be a fixer-upper. We were going to see what that looked like, and we did. We actually looked at a fair amount of fixer-uppers, and everything that we saw was either going to take too much work to justify redoing the house. So for example, if a home was $80,000 and the rest of the homes in the neighborhood are only going for $120,000, that $80,000 house probably would take about $30,000 worth of work, because of the shape or condition that it was in. So that was a pretty consistent theme, unfortunately, with most of the homes that we saw. Now, I'm not saying that we couldn't have looked longer. We definitely could have, but we decided to look at homes that were finished. So we ended up getting a home that is completely done. The only thing that it actually needs is the basement is unfinished, and we're planning on doing that, cash flowing that when we actually move in. So pretty excited about that. When we do move in, I'll definitely do a video showing the house and showing the basement sort of remodel, or renovation, since it's not finished, so that you guys can see what kind of work goes into that. Now, as far as renovating the basement, we are planning on having that cost around $5,000. Now, that's everything, the whole space done, and we're also putting a bathroom down there. So again, you'll see it when I sort of do a video on the house once we move in. But the reason some of you might be thinking, who have probably done some type of contract work before, or had someone come in and redo something, that is a little cheap. The reason is because we're going to do a lot of the work ourselves. My dad was a licensed contractor. He knows quite a bit about that. And I've done a lot of that with him before on other projects and homes. So it just made sense, financially and just practically, to use the resources that we have and the people that we know to help us with that. So, Dad, if you're watching this, get ready, and thank you for participating already. So That's going to be a fun little project. Actually, both of our dads are going to be participating, so that'll be fun to see everyone in one space trying to figure out how to redo a basement. I have a feeling that there might be one too many chiefs and not enough Indians, but we'll see. It'll be fun. I'll probably record some of that too. There are a lot of strong personalities in the Gray family, and I am one of them. I'm not shy about what I want, and especially when it's my home. So I don't know. It should be exciting. I kid now, but I'm really glad that we've got that level of support, because it could have been a lot more difficult to do something like that. Like right away, I feel a level of not anxiety, but just general pressure around being in debt and then like going back in for a mortgage. But I know the reality of paying for a home strictly cash would mean that we would live here and we would be working ourselves into the ground for probably a lot longer than we wanted to. So I'm okay with that, but my plan to pay this house off, guys, is pretty aggressive. So doing absolutely nothing else, if we were to take all the extra money we have today and just keep throwing it at the house, we could have it paid off in 6 years. 6 years or less, depending on if we, really, really got tight with our budget. I'm aiming for under 4 years. So I want the house to be paid off in just under 4 years. So obviously I'm taking the Postmates thing a lot more seriously in the coming months, because that's going to be a big factor in that. Also, Danielle's looking for an additional job too, so that will help to move that needle forward. And we're just going to be mindful about how we spend. I think that's an aggressive goal, and I honestly just want to be done with it as soon as possible so that we can move on. Because I just don't like payments, and I feel like there's a security in simply having your house paid off and knowing that no matter what happens, if you were to lose your job or you were to, injure yourself severely where you couldn't work or couldn't provide for yourself, your home isn't the thing that's going to be taken. So we're going to work really hard to try to get that done. Last thing is a final goal that we have for, I think, this year and just throughout this entire building wealth process is learning to enjoy our money. And really the struggle is mine and mine alone. I know that Danielle could probably do that very easily, but I think just because I have such really strong goals, once I see the numbers, because I'm a big numbers guy, right? So when I know how much we can make in a year and save in a year, I'm automatically projecting that out to like 5, 6, 7, 10 years down the line. And I'm like, oh, great. Okay, that will get us here. So what can we do to push that even further? You can't live like that forever. You have to get to a point where you can actually enjoy the money that you save, because if you don't, what's the point of all this? And I've actually had that conversation with a couple of people this week, and it's I don't want to say open my eyes, because I've always known that I needed to do that, but just changed my perspective a little bit on doing that now throughout the entire process versus just waiting until the whole house is paid off. We're definitely going to take some type of trip this year. Not sure where yet. We still have to plan it. But we're going to do that, and I think just maybe once a month or a couple of times a month, maybe, depending on what our budget looks like. We're just going to do some fun things. Like we completely, I would say, call it deprived ourselves throughout the entire debt-free journey process, because we were trying to hit that goal, right? And we knew that it was close, right around the corner. So we just hunkered down and didn't do anything. I don't want that to be the reality for the next 5 years, because I don't want to just save money for the sake of saving money. It isn't practical, and I would like to show that it's perfectly possible to save a lot of money and really hit some strong financial goals while still enjoying yourself. You can have both. It's just about striking that balance, and that balance is going to be different for every person. So, good example, we are going down to Milwaukee at the end of the month, I believe, just to visit a couple friends for a party. And normally I would say, nope, that's not the budget. We can't do it. Like I only have $50, but I realized I needed to loosen up. Like it's not that serious. We need to have some level of social life for the next 4 years. We can't just be hermits. So I think it'll be fun. It'll teach me to just sort of let go. And I need to do that every now and again so that I can rejuvenate the whole goal process for myself and for Danielle, because she's an equal part of this. And I want to make sure that she knows that that part is important to me, because otherwise, you know, in 2 years, we're going to look at each other and be like, great, we've got all this money, but we're always pissed because we never do anything. Yeah, that'll be hard for me, but I'll try to keep recording, and I'm gonna try really hard to spend a little bit of money. It's just so hard. So, you know, when you make a big purchase, like a television or a I don't know, like a surround sound system or a game console or something like that. And maybe if you're a parent, you have experience with this, like if you did it for a kid. Have you ever like handed someone $800 for something? I have, just one time. And it was when I had to buy myself a replacement smartphone because I lost the other one and it wasn't under contract, or it wasn't under like warranty, so they wouldn't replace it. And I was already paying for the data, so I told myself, well, I needed to purchase another phone. And I literally handed the guy $800. And I'll never forget how I physically felt when I handed him the $800. And every time someone tells me that they want to spend, like I should spend some money or go do something that's outside of my budget, that's what I think about. Like I think I'm back in the store, I'm handing the guy $800. And it just feels bad, but I just feel like my money's being taken. But I know that's not the reality. I know that like fun is allowed and it's okay. So I'm just getting over that mental hump. But yeah, it's gonna take some time. But that's it, guys. Obviously, quite a few goals we have to hit in the next couple of years, quite lofty. But I think we're ready for it. I'm excited to see what the next couple of years bring, and I'm really excited to sort of force myself into having some fun along the way, and you know, getting to know the city that we moved to, and enjoying it. You know, and not having a worry about whether or not our finances are gonna be okay. So that's all that I got. I've got to go eat and then work a little bit, make sure that we're bringing in as much money as possible. But I will see you guys soon in the next video. Thanks.